Hello traveller, welcome to Vethirion. In the universe, the smallest continent is Alaryel, located in the southeast of the globe. It is almost entirely made of snow and ice, but there are some important areas that you can visit. Alaryel has 3 cities, Vethirion, the capital, Imichia, and Liyue. While other continents may differ in cultures between the cities, Alaryel actually has a single culture with slight differences depending on where you are. The same goes for the way cities are built. They're quite similar, but have some architectural changes. For example, in Imichia, the buildings are made of white stone and have intricate and detailed architecture, whereas in Liyue, they're made of brown, white, or grey bricks, and generally have a lot more plant growth and greenery compared to the other cities. Vethirion is slightly different though, as their buildings are made entirely of ice and compacted snow, which leads to these grand minimalistic structures. Moving away from the cities though, there are several other places of interest on the continent. An important note before we proceed is that Alaryel does not speak any English at all, and they have their own native language called Alaryel. For this reason, each of their places has 2 different names, the Alaryel word and the English translation. So let's start in the northwest, where you can find the largest of Alaryel's forests, known as the ice growths in English, or Ichihilia in Alaryel. This area is made of a lot of densely packed trees and lots of wildlife. Slightly east from the ice growths is the ice peaks, or Ichireya. They're mountains made almost entirely of ice that dip just slightly into the ice growths, creating a beautiful nature area to explore. Underneath the ice peaks is the ice caverns, or Ichileya, a series of tunnels filled with icicles and small bodies of cold water. Moving to the east side, we have our capital city Vethirion, known as Vethirion in Alaryel. It is the largest of the 3 cities and sits on a river that goes through the entire continent. That river was formed after the freezing, a historical event that turned the continent into the snowy terrain that it has today, and it's actually predicted that that piece of land will eventually break off in a few hundred years. On that land will be a section of Vethirion and our second forest, known as the Ice Woods, or Ichitilia. Then just west of the river is the Ice Plains, or Ichipeya, which is a vast open land with snow that stretches for miles. There are a few hills here, but generally it is an empty space and extremely cold. On the other side of the Ice Plains is the second of Alaryel cities, Imichia, known as Imichaya in Alaryel. And then finally, right at the bottom on a small sliver of land, we have Liyue in Alaryel. It's the only coastal city and happens to be the warmest of the cities, even though it's still pretty cold. So that's all the places in Alaryel. Where would you like to visit the most? Let me know in the comments, and if you have any further questions, feel free to let me know. See you around, traveller!